Good morning and welcome to Color with Confidence. My name is Tara Burroughs. I'm a national educator with John Paul Mitchell Systems, and I'm here today to introduce you to Paul Mitchell The Color. Paul Mitchell The Color is the only low ammonia permanent cream hair color with a natural beeswax base that offers superior gray coverage with natural, healthy looking results. Paul Mitchell The Color is designed to be predictable and easy to use, allowing you to color with confidence. Some of the key benefits of using Paul Mitchell The Color is the superior condition, vibrancy, and shine that it offers. There's a full spectrum of colors and toners available so that you can be creative with your formulations. There's a low cost per application, which allows your salon to have more buying power. And there's also a special gray coverage series. Some of the features of using Paul Mitchell The Color is the low ammonia, which gives you very minimal structural damage, allowing for a smoother, healthier cuticle with longer lasting results. The natural beeswax base offers great condition, shine, and manageability. And the Chromalex technology is a unique conditioning system that delivers vibrant color with increased shine and condition, a creamier consistency allowing for easy mixing and application. In Paul Mitchell The Color line, we have color shots, which is a great tool that can be utilized to intensify, neutralize, or enhance your color formulations. Some of the benefits to the color shots is the pure, vibrant color that you have. You'll have your red, yellow, orange, blue, and violet available to you. You will also have they're very intermixable. So the advanced formula allows for easy mixing with Paul Mitchell The Color and PM Shines. Now, Color Shots is really designed to just be used with Paul Mitchell The Color and PM Shines because of the dye system. And the dye system is actually the same in the Color Shots as Paul Mitchell The Color and PM Shines. So you're able to mix those together. The features with the Color Shots are going to be the liquid gel consistency. That gel-like consistency makes it easy to mix with Paul Mitchell The Color and PM Shines. You also have a fresh fragrance, which again blends nicely with Paul Mitchell The Color and PM Shines. And you have long-lasting results. You have a true to tone result that endures. So it's a great tool to be used. So we're going to move right into working on our lovely model, Julie, here today. In order to get the true manufacturer's results with Paul Mitchell The Color, you want to pre-treat your guest before using the color on them. And so if you have a guest that comes in and she has product buildup or chlorine on her hair, you're going to want to pre-treat her with either the shampoo 2 or the shampoo 3 and follow up with the supercharged moisturizer. If you have a guest that comes in that has overly porous hair, before you use the color, you're going to pre-treat her with the shampoo 3, and you can follow up with the Awapui Wild Ginger Care Triplex treatment, or the hair repair treatment, or the super strong treatment. Now, if you have a guest that comes in and she has overly deposited color on her hair, or she's looking for a tonal change in her color, then you're going to move into a color balance. And the color balance is designed to break up that overly deposited color so that you can go in and create your fresh, vibrant color that you're looking for. So with the color balance, your formulation is going to be shampoo 1. You're going to do equal parts, and that's going to be shampoo 1 with you're going to use shampoo 1 with 10 volume cream developer, and then you're going to mix the dual purpose lightener or the Synchrolift in equal parts. Shampoo 1, dual purpose lightener or ultra quick Synchrolift ultra quick blue powder lightener, and 10 volume cream developer. You're going to mix that up and apply it to wet hair, and you're going to emulsify that into the hair until you see a change in the previous color. So your processing time is usually going to be 5 to 10 minutes for that. That is actually what we've done on our lovely model Julie today. We did a color balance on her because she's a professional when it comes to hair color. So she has been coloring her hair for a very long time. We wanted to break it up, kind of see what was going on underneath there, and we're going to move right into our application. And what we're using today on Julie is I've chosen 6RR with 20 volume clear developer, and that's going to be her base color. And then I've chosen to use 8RO and 6RO equal parts because I'm looking for a level 7 RO. And I've chosen to use 10 volume cream developer on her mid-shaft and ends. That's going to be her pull-through on her mid-shaft and ends. And the reason that I've chosen the cream developer is because that mid-shaft and end just needs a little bit more love. I'm also going to utilize the color shots that we spoke of to enhance Julie's color. So first we're going to mix up her base color. And with the color shots, you're going to use, per 2 ounces of the color shots, you're going to use 3 to 6 shots. And shots are, I'll show you how they're measured out. Your shot is going to be an actual full, not just a drop. But you can see how the dispenser, you're going to squeeze it out, and then you're going to release it and let it fill all the way up. And you're going to take that whole amount, and we're going to do 3 shots. Actually, I'm going to do 6 shots of the red, and this is going to be on her base because we're using 6RR. So we want as much vibrancy as we can get with this color. And then again, I've chosen to use 20 volume clear developer. We're going to pour just a little bit of the developer in. And we're going to mix this up with our whisk. And really, the pomegranate color mixes best if you just pour a little bit of your developer in at a time. Now I'm mixing up 2 ounces of pomegranate color in the 6RR. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And then I added 6 color shots of the red. And I get a nice creamy consistency.
It smells good.
It does. It has a great fragrance to it as well. Okay. So we're ready to go ahead and start our application. So I'm just going to let you take a look at this, Corinne, so you can see the nice consistency that we have and the vibrancy in the color. You know, being a salon owner and standing behind the chair as every day in the salon, one of the things, or actually the key benefits and the features of Palm Mitchell Color is what drew me in, the outstanding condition that you achieve, the vibrancy and the shine, and obviously the low cost per application. I first fell in love with the Ultra Toners, and then I started using the PM Shines and then the color. So we're going to create 4 quadrants with our application. Let me turn her just a little bit so y'all can see. The processing time on the color is going to be 35 minutes. Now, Palm Mitchell the Color has been designed to be used as a permanent, demi-permanent, and a semi-permanent color line, all in one. So if you're looking for permanent color, you're going to mix, you always mix equal parts of Palm Mitchell the Color. So if you're looking for permanent color, you're going to mix equal parts with 20, 30, or 40 volume cream or clear developer, and you're going to process for 35 minutes. The 20 volume is going to give you gray coverage, and it'll give you 1 to 2 levels of lift from your natural hair color. If you are, then 30 volume is going to give you 2 to 3 levels of lift, and it's going to give you full color development, and then 40 volume is going to give you 3 levels of lift and full color development. Now, if you're looking for a demi-permanent color, then you're going to mix equal parts of Palm Mitchell the Color with 5 volume cream or clear developer, and you're going to process that on damp hair for 20 minutes. And the damp hair and the 5 volume developer is what helps you, what it controls. You're not lifting your natural level. So you're not interfering with, you're not getting any kind of lift with your natural level. And the 20 minutes is going to provide the color oxidation to last up to 4 to 6 weeks. And then if you want to create a semi-permanent color, then you're going to mix equal parts of Palm Mitchell the Color with 10 volume developer on damp hair for 10 minutes. And it's the 10 volume, the damp hair, and the 10 minutes, which allows you not to affect your natural color. You're not getting lift with your natural color. And the less oxygen in the 10 volume is what provides you enough color oxidation to last up to 3 weeks. And the semi and the demi-permanent color is designed to be used on natural level or darker. So if you're looking for permanent hair color or 1 to 2 levels of lift, and obviously you're going to move into a permanent hair color, it's going to be applied on dry hair. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. You're going to apply it to dry hair for 35 minutes, and that's going to allow you the full color development. Okay, go ahead and come up for me. So with my application, this is basically considered a retouch application. So I'm going to go ahead and start off applying it to the root, and I want to work away from the face. So I'm starting off in the back. Corinne, could you grab me a towel, please? If I was doing a virgin application, I would start a ½ inch off the scalp with my formula, and I would apply that out as far as I can go on my mid shaft to the point of, I would start a ½ inch off the scalp and apply my formula to the mid shaft first and let that process for about 10 minutes. And then I would mix up my fresh formula and go in and apply it to the root area and then to the ends. But since I'm doing a retouch application, we're going to go ahead and start off at the root area. So, just to recap, I've mixed up 6RR with 20 volume clear developer for Julie's base color. And then her mid shaft and her ends are going to be equal parts of 6RO and 8RO with 10 volume cream developer. And we're going to let that process for 35 minutes. Alrighty. Now we move into our 2 front quadrants. So I've gone over the fact that Paul Mitchell, the color, can be used as a semi-demi and permanent hair color. We've talked about the color shots and how they're a great tool to utilize. You can enhance or neutralize your color. You have pure color tone in red, yellow, orange, blue, or violet. Now, once you have pre-treated your guest and you're ready to formulate your color, the first thing you want to do is determine the natural level that you're dealing with and or the percentage of gray. You then want to identify your target level, and you want to identify the dominant pigment that's going to be at that target level, and then decide if you are neutralizing that dominant pigment or enhancing it. And your color map is going to help you with all that information. It should always be at your color bar. You want to utilize it with every guest. So if you are, once you have started your formulating steps and you have decided what your dominant pigment is going to be at that target level, then you're just going to use your color map, and you can go directly across the color map to either find what's going to help neutralize that dominant pigment that's going to be at that target level, or if you want to enhance that dominant pigment, you can choose the tones that are directly around it. The color map also gives you timing for your permanent, your demi, and your semi-permanent. It gives you application guidelines. It gives you repigmentation formula, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. It's going to tell you about the high lift series and the ultra toners as well. So it's a great tool to utilize at the color bar. So pre-treating your guest and then walking through your formulating steps is key. That's gonna be what's gonna set you up for success using Paul Mitchell the color. It's very predictable and easy to use. And the fact that you have one tube on your shelf and you can create a semi, demi, or permanent color is really pretty awesome. Okay, so we're just finishing up her base application. Working nice and clean. And having everything away from Julie's face. Now, a neat little trick, if Julie's hair was a little bit longer, when you're working with this neck area, if you place a foil right here in her hairline so that hair can lay on top of that foil, that's a neat little trick. You could put a little bit of conditioner on there and it'll just stick right to her skin. And that's going to keep her nice and clean, keep her neckline nice and clean. I'm just going to go through and make sure she's comfortable. We got everything. Okay, so now we're going to move right into our mid-shaft and ends formula. And on this formulation, I'm going to add 3 shots of each, of the orange and the red, because I have both pigments in this formula, 8RO and 6RO, equal parts. And 10 volume cream developer, just to give that mid shaft and ends a little bit of extra love. I'm also going to utilize my Awapui Moisture Mist, and I'm going to spray just a little bit of that on Julie's mid shaft and ends before I apply. Now, the Awapui Moisture Mist is a great tool to use if you want to help even out the porosity of the hair before you apply your color. Since we're using 10 volume and we are going darker, we're going to dampen that hair with the moisture mist, and we'll get a nice even application of color, or even results with your color. Alrighty. A whisk is usually recommended for mixing up the color. It helps, it works a little bit faster, so you get that nice creamy consistency you can see. Alright. So we're just going to dampen her mid shaft and ends just a little bit. Okay. We'll move right in. And I'm going to start off in the back. And because we're using color within the same family, we don't have to worry. We can kind of feather the two together. You don't have to worry if one formula gets on the other a little bit because we're in the same family. Julie has a little bit of old highlights that are here as well that are going to help pick up that color and give it a little bit of dimension, which will be really nice. Again, working away from the face, ensuring that the guest is always comfortable. There's no color hanging in her face. So you want to remember a key information on the color shots is the dye system is going to be the same as Paul Mitchell the Color and the PM Shines, which is what makes, when you're using the color shots, it actually becomes a part of the color or the PM Shines because of the dye system being the same. So sometimes when you're using enhancers, once they fade, you'll get some kind of strange colors. These don't fade, and they fade right on tone. So you're not going to have any of that problem. The delivery system on Paul Mitchell the Color is going to be the natural beeswax base. The delivery system on the color shots and the PM Shines is a liquid gel, which again makes it really easy to use with the color shots with the PM Shines and Paul Mitchell the Color. All right, so we've pulled her through. We're going to let Julie process for 35 minutes, and then we'll come back to her and you can see the finished product. So now let's talk a little bit about the Gray Coverage Series. The Gray Coverage Series is designed to give stylists extra coverage on gray hair that's 50% or more, or extra resistant, or very resistant hair. You are going to have 7 shades available to you in Paul Mitchell the Color. The N Plus series is going to have 7 shades available to you. So you're going to have levels 3 through 9. The beauty with the N Plus series is that it's intermixable. It can be used with pre-existing Paul Mitchell the Color shades, or it can be used on its own, depending on what you're working on. So if your guest has 50% gray, you're going to mix 1 part of the N Plus series with 2 parts of your selected shade. If the guest has 75% or more gray, you're going to use 75% gray, you're going to use 1 part of the N Plus series with 1 part of your selected shade. And then if you have a guest who has 100% gray, you're going to use 2 parts of the N Plus series with 1 part of your selected shade. 20 volume is recommended. If you're not going to get more deposit by lowering your volume, you're going to get more deposit by adjusting the level of color that you use. So 20 volume is recommended for the N+ series. Gives you superior gray coverage with healthy, natural-looking results. Some of the benefits are that you have 7 shades available to you, levels 3 through 9, long-lasting. We also have the High Lift series, which is going to give you 5 tones. You're going to have a High Lift Ash, High Lift Gold, High Lift Platinum, High Lift Natural, and a High Lift Neutral Blonde. Now the High Lift series is designed to give you maximum control on pulling your warmth as you're lifting. It's recommended for level 6 and above. If you are working with hair that's naturally darker than a level 6, you're not going to get as the results that you want out of the High Lift series. For blonding, you're going to want to pre-lighten that hair if you're looking for the blonding on a level 6 or darker, or excuse me, darker than a level 6. So it's recommended for level 6 and above, keeping in mind that when you're using the High Lift series, you're not looking for, you're using it to lift with a controlled, in a controlled setting. So it's designed to be used with 40 volume developer. If you want maximum lift, then you're going to use 1 part of the High Lift color to 2 parts of your developer. So you would use 2 parts 40 volume to 1 part of the High Lift color. If you're looking for more tone and less lift, then you would use equal parts of 40 volume. And if you are dealing with levels 7 and 8, you can use 30 volume. 30 volume is recommended. And if you're dealing with gray and you're looking for gray coverage, equal parts of 20 volume, and the High Lift series works really nicely as well. Keeping in mind that when you're covering gray, you want to stick with your High Lift Gold, Natural, or Neutral Blonde, because your gray or your white needs a little bit of that warmth that you're going to get in those tones for the deposit. And then we have some of my favorites, which is the Ultra Toner series. The UT, we have UTP, UTA, UTN, UTNB, and UTG, UT Gold. So the Ultra Toners are used on pre-lightened hair. These are my favorites. This is what I first started using when I was using Paul Mitchell's. Paul Mitchell the color, I first was introduced to Paul Mitchell the color. This was the first thing that I started using was the UTP, and that's what made me really fall in love with the color line. The toners give you great control. You mix them equal parts with 5 volume cream developer. So equal parts 5 volume cream developer. You're going to apply it to damp hair, and processing time is 10 to 20 minutes, and you check it after about 10 minutes. So again, back to your formulating, when you're trying to either intensify that dominant pigment or you're looking to neutralize it, your Ultra Toners on pre-lightened hair are fantastic to use. So today we've gone over some of the key benefits and features of Paul Mitchell the color. We've talked about the N+ series, which is their gray coverage, their High Lift series, and their Ultra Toner series, and the cream and clear developers that are available to you, 5, 10, 20, 30, and 40 volume. We've talked a little bit about pre-treating your guest in order to get true manufacturer's results. We've talked about the color shots and how that's a great tool to either intensify or neutralize your formula. And we've talked about using your color map to help you formulate and come up with those creative formulations. So we're going to let Julie finish processing, and then we're going to bring you back so you can see the final results. I hope you've enjoyed this class, and I hope I've given you lots of information on Paul Mitchell the color. Thank you very much.